Whoa, 49ers faithful, we were all waiting for a deal to get done with BA, but out of nowhere, a couple of rumors leak, and just like that, the San Francisco 49ers have picked up a legit tight end, a starting tight end, a solid tight end, and I can't wait to break it down with you in this video. What a wild story. Oh, a dangerous weapon, a wild weapon. This is going to be an interesting one for sure. If you're new here, I'm Nate, and we are talking the San Francisco 49ers on this channel every single day, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the conversation. Everything from community posts to comments section, the videos, everything. Really helps me out if you hit that subscribe button. All right, the good news is this. The San Francisco 49ers have been looking for a solid backup tight end for a while, and I think we might have him in Cam Latu, maybe even a future starting tight end in Cam Latu. But he's coming off of a season-ending injury, and the 49ers weren't going to rest on their laurels, Mason Pline included. The 49ers tight end signed 49ers signed tight end Logan Thomas, former quarterback, turned tight end, and now a serious starter in the league. David Banilla's article is always good. He's always great. But 49ers Web Zone, I don't know if you guys read 49ers Web Zone. I enjoy it, although the website is crashing on me. Oh, whatever. The section we need is here. That's all that matters. Last season, Thomas recorded 55 catches for 496 yards and 4 touchdowns through 16 game appearances with the Commanders. Just wait till you hear the whole story if you don't know the guy's story. It's crazy. Playing 70% of the offensive snaps per Pro Football Reference. In 4 seasons with the Commanders, Thomas has tallied 184 receptions for 1,685 yards and 14 touchdowns. He also appeared in games with the Buffalo Bills and Detroit Lions. Interesting story there with his kind of 2 times with the Lions thing. Thomas's most productive statistical season came in 2020 with Washington when he recorded 72 receptions for 670 yards and 6 touchdowns. He has played in 30 games over the past 2 seasons. The signing adds an experienced backup behind All-Pro George Kittle, a role the 49ers have sought to fill for years. And, you know, before we even go anywhere else, we're just going to make sure that this is out there. Nobody thinks that this guy is going to be taking any reps from George Kittle. He's the number 1 tight end in the league. There's no conversation there. And I don't think that any of you are going to have it, because every single person that comments on these videos seems to me at least, to be well-cultured and intelligent and knows their football stuff. But I just want to make sure we get that out there. All right. Now, moving forward, and it looks like my camera is lagging. So sorry if my camera's lagging today. We're rolling with the punches today. The crazy thing about his quarterback history is he actually played tight end in high school, then played quarterback at Virginia Tech, did a pretty good job there, was selected in the 4th round look at the QB class that he was selected with: Blake Bortles, Johnny Football, Teddy Bridgewater, Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a crazy, crazy quarterback class that he was a part of. And with that, let's take a look at his actual tight end stats and hope that my computer can handle recording for the next moment here. So obviously he was in that 2014 class, long time ago, but then he switches in 2017, while at the time I believe he was actually with Detroit. He switched to tight end, and at that time he was just a practice squad guy with them, gets picked up by the Buffalo Bills, and ends up getting a few receptions, and his tight end career gets started. I mean, his actual NFL tight end career, at least. And his 2020 season was the one that was kind of referenced in that Web Zone article. This was that big one where he had 72 receptions for 670 yards and 6 TDs. He's always had a high average, but tight ends often do. He's not a nobody, all right? He's a legit starter in this league, and he had to take his time to get there. He had to work his way up there. He's a little bit older, so you don't look at him and think that, and I believe it was a 1-year deal. If off the top of my head, I think that's what I read. This is a guy that is a depth guy for now, but could actually be a dangerous weapon for you if, heaven forbid, a guy like George Kittle gets injured. This guy can catch. He actually set some baller catches over the years. This was probably his most famous one, and you love to see who that was against, of course. But he's had some great catches over the years, and the guy's great. I love him. Just watching highlights and stuff, because I'm not going to act like I've been watching this guy week in, week out my whole life. Just watching highlights when I saw the signing and got excited about it, I'm just like impressed. Like, man, this guy's a solid dude. And I recognize him a little bit, but definitely not a guy that I knew a whole lot about. I did not remember the whole story and all that. Although at the time I remember that QB draft class, I didn't remember a whole lot specifically. Let me know in the comments, by the way, what you think about this particular deal. I'm feeling optimistic about this. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you, but the guy's made some big catches. He's a fall forward kind of guy. When he catches the ball, he always falls forward, and you need that. And I'll talk to you about his blocking in a second here, because that's something worth writing home about as well. So overall, though, this is a great pickup for the 49ers, in my opinion. We've been talking about the need for a pass catching tight end for a while, so it's great to have a solid pass catching tight end here. And even if it's just a 1-year deal, even if it's just a depth for now, and let's see what happens for later, love to see that he's made something of himself for the Washington Commanders there, and I'm a fan of that. So let me know in the comments what you think, though. How you feel about this signing? Are you stoked? Are you excited? What are you feeling right now, 49ers faithful? I'm feeling pretty optimistic about it. Now, I want to talk about his run blocking for a second here too, because that was something that kind of stuck out to me. Considering recent developments, tight end depth became a need for the 49ers. This is according to Pro Football Rumors, by the way. Sorry. Thomas, 32, stands to fill that void. Despite coming into the league as a Cardinals backup quarterback, Thomas did not present evidence of being overmatched as a blocker. Pro Football Focus rated the veteran pass catcher 17th in run blocking at the position last season. The 49ers offense certainly requires its tight ends to play key roles in the run game, and it will be interesting to see if the 6'6", 250-pound performer can work his way into 2 tight end sets alongside Kittle. Wow. Ah, man, you guys know how I feel about it. I've already made it pretty clear. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I think everything from, the fact that he's a starting tight end, right? Solid starter, played 70% of his snaps last season. He's 30 games over the last 2 seasons. He's a fall forward catcher, a runner. I mean, this guy is a solid dude, and he's made some brilliant catches. So you're really happy that that he made that decision to give up on being a quarterback after bouncing around in the league as a backup quarterback, practice squads, doing the dirty work, doing the nasty thing that a lot of guys just give up when they're at that point. Thinking about a guy like, we just talked about Tim Tebow a few days ago. Similar guy. Also a guy that weirdly a lot of people said should have been a tight end. Should have just switched to tight end and that would have worked for him, which is an interesting one. But anyway, that's a real rabbit hole if you want to go there. The point being, the guy's solid, and love that he stuck around the league long enough to give this tight end role a shot and to make it happen. Weird thing to kind of, in my mind, it's a weird thing, and maybe I'm crazy, and you just let me know if like this happens all the time and I just didn't notice it. But to go from tight end in high school to quarterback is an interesting jump. Quarterback to tight end isn't as crazy to me of a leap, but tight end to quarterback is an interesting one. I mean, athletes are athletes, right? So then the dude's at Virginia Tech and he balls out as a quarterback, as far as I'm concerned, does really well. No, he's not the best quarterback in that draft class, but it's an interesting draft class. It's one of the most interesting draft classes there is. I don't know if you guys watched the documentary with Johnny Football. Actually, probably makes me more sad than anything to watch what happened to such a talented individual. But all that being said, I'm really digressing here. I'm feeling really optimistic. I look forward to seeing in the comments what you think about this signing. I think it's a dangerous move. I think that this guy is a solid starting level tight end, and can definitely be beneficial in run blocking, can definitely be beneficial in catching, and there's just already so many weapons on this team that like I can't imagine he's getting that many reps. But man, I'm feeling optimistic. As always, faithful, what a time to be alive.